Hi everyone, thanks for having us. This is Zach, he's 7 years old and I'm his mum, Deb. Do you want to go sit with Christian for a little bit? And I'll tell everyone a bit about our story. I'm going to hop down. All right, bear with me. Zach has been diagnosed with recessive cerebellar ataxia, which means the part of his brain that controls his muscles, his coordination and his balance doesn't function properly. So things like talking, swallowing food and drink, even toilet control, because that's really controlled by muscle, anything that's gross motor, so walking, running, crawling, to fine motor, your writing and trying to do Lego and that sort of thing. So everything the muscle controls, he has trouble with. So our story started back when Zach was about 1. He had a difficult birth and he was born early, but by 1 we really realised he was falling behind in his milestones. So he still couldn't sit up by himself at 1. Everyone said, oh, he was born early, so just give him a bit of extra time. And we got to the point where he was 1 and we're like, no, something's really wrong. And that's when we started our medical route of seeing what we could do. So GPs, we got referred to paediatricians, through to neurologists, geneticists, and that's when all the testing started. Testing being sent to Montreal, waiting 3 months for your neurologist appointment, and going through the medical system to come out at the end, and they said all his tests have come back normal. So we're not really sure. It'd be a good idea to go do some physiotherapy and some speech therapy, and we'll just wait and see how he goes. Well, we weren't really happy with that. So we did do what they said. We tried 2.5 years of the standard treatment that they told us to have a go at. We worked really hard at physio and speech, and the progress was this small, and we got really frustrated. And that's when we started researching like crazy and seeing what else is out there that we can do to help him. He's still classified by his neurologist at the Royal Children's as a medical mystery. They know his diagnosis is a genetic reason why he was born with it, but they can't find the specific cause yet. They're still searching. So we were really frustrated after about 2.5 years of hard work of physio and speech. And Zach was about 3.5. We were looking elsewhere and we came across the book What to Do About Your Brain Injured Child, which is written by Glenn Doman from a brain injury clinic in America. I read the book in a weekend. I couldn't put it down. Everything in there made sense. So they basically have a different philosophy to your standard philosophy, and they said you can work the arms and legs at physio as much as you like, but if your problem's in the brain, you have to fix the brain. And that just light bulb moment, we were like, wow, that's a really different approach. Same with speech. You can work so hard at trying to get them to speak and move their mouth and that, but the problem's in the brain. You have to fix the brain. So that made real sense to me reading the book, and then I was like, oh, I really want to do the course now, because they run a course, this clinic. So as I'm looking up where to do a course and thinking how I'm going to fund it, because the courses are usually in America, I found the Grow Foundation, and they were bringing the institutes, the book I just read, they were bringing to Melbourne. I couldn't believe it. So I got straight in, I did the 5-day course, which was amazing. In the course I learnt so much. The brain grows by use. You stimulate it, it will grow. I also learnt that the institutes don't work off the medical system of a diagnosis and a brain MRI that shows there's damage in the brain. They look at the functional side, so they'll test the functional things that he can do and where he needs to progress to. So it's a very different methodology than other places. They follow the neurodevelopmental pathway that all well children follow. But children that have brain injuries and have difficulties, they just need thousands more hours to get those skills that a well child can get. Like they can walk, most kids are walking within 12 to 18 months. Well, we're still not quite there, but we're very close now. In the course, you learn where the problem is in your child's brain, you assess your child, and you come out with a tailor-made program. And the thing I love about the institutes is it's such a holistic program. They deal with oxygen, nutrition, and then all the neurological areas. So speech, mobility, hearing, seeing, feeling, and there's one more and I can't think of it at the moment. So after the course, we went home and we did 6 months of hard work with our new program. We saw more progress in those 6 months than we had in his whole life. So we went, this is for us. So then we started fundraising and trying to get to different things. So I quickly dashed over to Singapore to do lecture 3. Then the next year, Grow brought the institutes back again and I got to do lecture 3. Zach. I got to do lecture 3, and every time you go, you get to reevaluate and get an updated program depending on where your child is at, and you get to learn more. And then the next year, Zach's daddy did the course, which meant that we could go onto the Institute's intensive treatment program, which costs a lot of money, and it's very difficult to get over there. So the results we've had, when we started with the institutes, Zach could barely crawl. He crawled very wobbly. You could almost blow him over. That's how wobbly he was. Now he's pretty close. He can walk independently with someone ready to catch him because his balance is still not right, and he's going to demonstrate for you later in a little minute. He could barely talk when we started. He had maybe 10 to 20 words that he could say. And now we're very happy that he doesn't stop talking. He can read, he can write, he can do maths. And our proudest moment probably was his latest Royal Children's neurologist visit in August, where Zach walked in with someone ready to catch him, and she said, "What have you been doing with your child?" And we said, "We've been intensively working with him at home on the Institute's program." And then she continued to do her neurological testing. She said, "Whatever you're doing, keep doing it, it's working." He's not just on his feet, close to being on his feet, all his neurological testing has improved. She was blown away. The Institutes are an amazing organisation. They're so supportive, professional. They believe in your child. They're so dedicated, you can contact them anytime. If I write an email asking a question overnight, usually with the time difference, I have my answer by 6 a.m. the next morning. So Zach has gone from barely crawling. He now walks 900 metres a day with someone ready to catch him because he still does fall. His balance has improved a lot though. We hope in the future he'll be able to come along and join all of you guys and walk and run and help raise money for other kids to give them the opportunity that he's had through your foundation. We are hoping, well, we're heading back to the Institutes in a couple of weeks for a reassessment and a new program, and we hope then we'll come home and work hard for another 6 months, and then we hope to do another trip in April next year if we can get the funds together. Grow, Zach would not be where he is without Grow. Without you guys fundraising and helping us, we are so grateful. I wouldn't have even done the first course if we didn't bring them out here. My hope in the future is that all newborns that are born with an issue get told about this program from the start. If we'd started Zach's program at birth, he would already be walking years ago. I'm sure of it. That's what I hope, all newborns. This program is not for every family because it's really hard and he does 10 to 11 hours, 7 days a week. He has not had a day off in 7 months. He works really hard and he's a great kid. But if we'd known about it earlier, I just think about how different life could be for us now. We thank you so much. You guys started it. And thank you all for all you do. Every cent you raise, in the past you brought the institutes here, and now you're helping us to get Zach back to America to be assessed by the staff and the doctors and everyone, so he can get a new program, come home and work hard every day.